All right. Good morning, everyone. The Morning Coins with John and Chaz.
Good morning.
Chaz has his new backdrop, his virtual backdrop up today, looking good. How are
Thank
you
you,
today?
sir. Yeah, good. I'm always interested in learning things, and so we have a show that's going to talk about learning stuff. So
Look at you. Look at you. Good segue to our show this morning.
yeah,
And I like how you learned to use a virtual backdrop.
it's always a constant thing. You got to learn something new every day if you can, and I always used to say one new fact every day.
For sure, for sure. Oh, we got a notification that we just went live, so I just need to verify on Vim because my computer streaming has been a little bit shaky lately, and I don't know what it is. Like I'm getting like video encoding overload and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna bring it up here and make sure that it's working and we're doing good. And yeah, so far we are. So good. Welcome everyone to Morning Coins with John and Chaz. I'm John.
I'm Chaz.
And we are bringing your daily dose or weekly dose of distributed ledger technology projects, platforms, and protocols out there in the interwebs. So thanks for joining us. If you want to come in live, you can call in with that number, the 646-558-8656, or you just go to zoom.us from wherever you're at and type in that code 468-186-430. I'll turn off our little TV G1NBC TV overlay, and you can come on in and chat with us live.
That'd be great.
If you have any reactions and things like that, I am looking at the chat. Not able to always see it in real time, but I have the chat integrated into the show in all three of our scenes. And so yeah, we'll definitely be following along and reading some of that stuff out loud. So thanks for being here, and let's go into ODEM.
Well, let's go into our disclaimer. How about that?
Well, we don't want anyone to be thinking we're telling them what to do and giving them financial advice. So let's do it.
Okay, so cryptocurrencies, futures, stocks, and options trading involves substantial risk of loss and are not suitable for every investor. The valuation of cryptocurrencies, futures, stocks, and options may fluctuate, and as a result, clients may lose more than their original investment. All investments discussed on this show are for informational purposes only and are not recommendations to buy or sell.
For sure. Very good. And with that,
so
let's go.
ODEM. I just put up the first link that we're going to look at or have here is their link to their site. And so that's just a quick jump so you can get a look at what they're up to there. There is a guide on hackededucation.com that talks about ODEM and some of the features that it offers.
Okay.
I started looking around because I said there must be other types of platforms that do that. So there's BitDegree is another one. And this YouTube video is a TED Talk. The last one is the impact of blockchain on education. And I thought that was just an outstanding short presentation on how education needs to change and the ways that can happen.
Okay.
Good and I don't know, did you get a chance to look at that video?
I did not.
Okay. It's a good one. And what it goes into is the fact that, and they showed some pictures from like 1,000 years ago or so, or maybe hundreds of years ago, a painting. And they showed college students or their students looking around, talking to each other. And then they showed a modern day version, and it was the same thing. People are like falling asleep in class, looking around, talking to each other. And I'm like, wow.
Right.
Stuff has not changed like it should have.
Well, the lecture method, right? The lecture method is still very much like that. You know, it's like the teacher has to sit in front of everybody and just spew information. Yes. And, you know, we have to absorb it like a sponge, figure out what's going to be tested on, figure out, you know, how are you going to grade the class, It's a process. It's a real process. And you have to do that 20, for the average semester is 18 to 21 hours. So you have that amount of time in class, 18 to 21 hours a week, and then the expectation is 3 hours per credit hour of homework or processing that information on your own.
Yeah.
Right? And if you don't know how to do that, if you don't have good habits, it's very challenging.
It is. And the best instructors are those that can make their class interesting and pertinent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not always an easy thing to do.
Yep.
So
the impact of blockchain education link is the one that we should check out.
Yeah, I think so. It really lays the groundwork for the future of education.
Okay, cool.
So on our first slide, I just got a little thing there. It says ODEM is an on-demand education marketplace built on the Ethereum blockchain. The platform connects students, educators, and service providers where together they develop and engage in personal and group in-person education programs. So I highlighted the bottom part of that. It says in-person educational programs, which I think that's good,
Mm-hmm.
but it certainly will limit the scope of what a person can do. Because if you have to be there in person, you can't take a class that's hundreds of miles away or thousands.
Right.
So I just sort of highlighted that because I think in the future that part of it will disappear.
I wonder why they don't. You'd think, right, that a blockchain company would be a little bit more in tune with online, or at least have that built into their marketing materials. It's a little surprising.
Yeah, my guess is that because of the nature of the way businesses look at education,
Mm-hmm.
they are probably trying to build a foundation that says, look, these people actually do talk to professors, go to classes. They're not just online taking a fake class, so to speak.
Okay.
They're pushing the button and walking away from the lecture. So I think they're just trying to keep it pertinent for this time frame.
Yeah.
And I think that, but in the future, as businesses become more oriented towards virtual training, that you'll see this expand into areas where you can get online, take a class, and then have a way to certify the knowledge, through exams or some kind of process that would let you do that.
Okay.
It'll happen. I'm pretty sure this will happen.
Yeah.
So I did put up a short video link there for us to look at.
Okay.
And it sort of goes in just to how it works for them.
All right, let's check it out. Give it a second, you guys. I've really been having some struggles with OBS lately and getting this encoding overloaded signal. So if some of you are watching and I am in a Discord that we share, I wouldn't mind some help. I will throw some steam your way if you help me figure this out, because it's been bad. So hopefully this works. All right. Uh-oh. Next up is the white paper.
Yeah, there is so much in their paper that I thought we'd just take a look at it. And I'm going to open my side of it here because they have a lot of facets in
I
their
have it open.
program. Okay. I'm thinking here. Let me look. I thought I wrote down.
Here, I'll screen share with you so you can see what I'm showing everyone.
I think we want to look at page 18, but let me take a look here.
Page 18 is the reset password page.
It would be 18 of the paper.
Oh.
Versus 18 of the document. That's crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we do things like this?
Educators
Yeah.
do things like this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Try it's a little bit before that. It's Appendix A.
The education certification viewing.
It says technology architecture supporting documentation. So you are a little bit farther down, I think.
What's the number after Appendix A that you want to be at? If you look at my screen, see how it's showing number five, education certification?
It would be 9.
9.
And I just, because if you look, all those pages that went before this had some similar types of facilities to it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at these, they have a number of different aspects that they go through. So they've really put a lot into this, I can see. Independent credentialing verification. It's interesting on this program that you are, as a student, trying to create your own degree, as opposed to when you go to a standard university, you go in there and they say, well, this is how your degree should look like. These are the classes necessary, and these are your electives.
Right.
And I think part of their focus is on the electives is to say, well, if it's not pertinent to what you're trying to accomplish, maybe you just need to focus on the things you need to accomplish to make yourself a marketable person for business. So I would think, unless you're working for like a publishing company, ancient literature or classical literature is probably not going to be real important to the company you're working for. Yeah,
For
that's
sure.
nice. You read that Shakespeare, but on the other hand, what do you know about technology or the particular position? So what they've done is in the system, they created a system where you can actually create your own certifications, what classes you want to take.
Who
I
can
found,
create their own certifications?
well, maybe that's not the particular one, but what I'm saying is they will be able to say, these are the particular criteria that I have for a class that I want to accomplish. And this is how much I think I should pay for this class. And they put it out there for a professor to bid on or to come together. It's sort of like an educational eBay.
Okay.
Right. And so what you do is you start building certifications, and as before, you have to do some in-person work with these professors. So it does limit you a little on there, but you can build all these certifications online. And so independent credentialing verification is one. Education skill badges. So on the job skills that have been verified employers. You can take it like a training class at work.
Right.
For some particular aspect, and that can be added to your list on the ODEM platform.
Sure, I gotcha.
Your records, employers can use ODE as vouchers to post employee training credentials on the blockchain.
Okay.
So they can post them for you.
So you don't have to pay $1 every time you want to go get your credentials from your university.
Right. One of the things, and I think later in the slides we'll look at was in order to get your certifications verified and posted to the site, you have to stake some um, of
ODE?
ODE to do that.
Interesting.
In case and it's it's good because
Yeah.
you got skin in the game now. You're not just throwing stuff out there trying to mess up the system, saying, "Oh, I got this, I got that," and then come to find out it's not true. And so if you stake and try to get your certification posted on the web on their platform and it's not real, then you lose your stake.
Okay. Okay.
So you would have skin in the game for that.
Right.
Scroll down a little bit for me, John. Incentive management program. It's a reward system for platform participants who complete actions such as registering on the platform, creating a profile, or competing in academic programs. So there is some incentive to do that. There's incentive for professors or educators to, to fulfill their obligations and be part of this. They get so. Isn't that great? I mean, you take nowadays the only way there's a one-way flow of money when you go to college, right? You pay them
Right. They tell
and,
you what courses you need to meet their requirements.
and then you pay them and there's no backflow.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, for completions, there's going to be some money coming back to you. So there's incentive to do education. I think that's an outstanding thing.
Yeah.
The 13 there says students who are participate in training and obtain certificates on ODEM platform are eligible for professional utilization via ODEM employment partners. So they have people that are involved in this platform
There
as
you
far
go.
as businesses go.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting to build a foundation here of a different type of way to get educated.
Right. Right.
And
Well, not only that, also being with having those partners of people that are actually doing the hiring, they set themselves up as a platform to be able to say, hey, you can work, you can learn on our platform, you get certified this way, take our courses this way, and have a steady stream of people lined up that will already hire you that are our partners.
yeah, one of their, and I think it might have been mentioned in the video, one of the problems is that a lot of times by the time you finish a degree, the contents of the degree are impertinent now to the new, because things are changing so fast,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so this would allow your education to be more modular and more pertinent. And one of the things I saw as a drawback on this platform is that if the students are putting out the criteria for their class, what if they're wrong?
Yeah,
Because
that's a big drawback.
yeah, they're taking a lot of responsibility for uh, designing their certifications or asking for certain certifications. And I would like to see, and I'm sorry about this one. I didn't get through the entire paper, but I didn't see that there was any like type of access to a counselor, which would be
Right, or an
important.
academic advisor, sure.
Yeah, academic advisor to say, you know what, this is what you're doing is not right. You need to try and go in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
So, and these last ones are just screenshots of their user interface,
Okay.
where you can go on and register and look for, put out your criteria and see if you can find a educator that will take that up.
Gotcha.
But then the next slide really goes into the legacy model versus the ODEM platform. What's the difference, between a regular education and what ODEM is trying to do? And the clients request directly via phone. So your process of actually getting involved in a university, you have to be accepted is one thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? I know in my sordid past that there was a time where I had to reapply at a university because I sort of dropped out and stayed gone, and they wanted to know, well, why should we let you back in?
Sure, sure.
And I don't think we see that kind of process here. You can easily request programs through ODEM platform. You are required to stake, on the platform in order to get things done. So I think that
Who
that
is
is
the
where,
students or the
yeah, students have to
professors?
stake for their certifications,
Hmm.
and as far as their actually taking a class, there is still a payment process there that they have to pay for classes.
Right, right, right. So it doesn't behoove you not to finish.
Right. It's a cost. So easily request programs. So the request captured accurately and instantly put out to bid, triggering the fulfillment process. Customers matched with the program with the dates desired at low overhead. Of course, technology reduces costs and processes, and so as we move away from brick and mortar universities in this type of process, the costs are going to go down. And that's I think that's an important thing, because let's face it, for most people, a 4-year college degree is out of reach.
Not if they're, yeah, I do agree with that, and it's also it might not even be necessary for the job market that are going to be coming up, or of what we need these days.
Right. The pertinent information they need to get their job done. So this is just basically a comparison. Um, they use right now, the platform is built on Ethereum platform. So,
Hmm.
but they intend in the future to go to their own platform. They're going to build their own,
Okay,
and perhaps that is their next step before they become a full-fledged ODEM university.
gotcha.
If they do that, if they go to that virtual university, they'll have access to educators and professors all over the world.
Especially if they can prove viability and show that the professors, students, and hiring bodies get more remuneration because of the platform.
Yeah, and of course the professors would have to go through a certification process as well,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to go to a website and get your degree and coming back and say, "Hey, look,
Look at me. I'm a professor now.
yeah, I'm a professor." Okay, and let's go to the next one. That's just another bullet point, but this one brings in the ODEM token and wallet.
Hmm. ODEM token serves as a software license for the platform and opens access to the community. Tokens can be escrowed to offset platform fees, and wallet security stores the tokens.
Yes, I think we have and I'll say this again, and I do have some bullet points coming up in another slide about things that concern me.
Hmm.
But I think you have the basic foundation here of building an online university that's a virtual university. And I think that's what they're moving towards.
Okay.
So, and just like other universities, you can give feedback. You can earn ODEM tokens as royalties for custom content. So if a professor builds a custom class for someone, I think that there's a lot of potential here.
Or maybe if a student turns in a project and it's their intellectual property, or if it's their thought, then they have ownership of that.
Boy, I like that idea.
Hmm.
Because don't we look at that? We both look at that all the time, just like on the Presearch platform and Brave browser and those things where, hey, we're getting paid for this stuff that
That we
everybody
should.
was taking. Yeah, that we
Right.
should get paid for, that have been taken from us.
Right. The way it's set, yeah, yeah, it's not set up like that now. It's set up to where we'll take your identity, we'll take that idea, we'll take this. Thank you.
Yeah.
We know how to navigate the laws, and so you know.
So that environment is quickly changing, and I see that changing here as well. And I think that's a great idea, John, what you said about students who create papers with really great ideas uh, need to get paid for that.
Hmm.
I'll use one example is Fred Smith from FedEx, the CEO of FedEx. In his college days, presented the idea for FedEx to professors, and they said it'll never work.
Don't you love people and their naysaying?
Oh God, that word "never." You know, they just don't get it. They're just all wrapped up in their own environment. I call it
Yeah.
they live in their own imaginations.
They've never tried to enact any of their ideas.
Yeah, well, there's that theory too that you teach it if you can't do it.
Right, right. And I think to an extent some of that's true, but it's also it's they've never really had an idea and tried to see it through to fruition. They've never really been that passionate about an idea.
Right. That's why you get people who are in business or the place where you're going to go for your employment to come in and teach classes. I'll just give you an
Right.
example. I have applied as an adjunct for different universities because I have like 30 plus years of experience in finance and banking, but none of the universities ever responded to me.
Because you don't have the degree.
Right. I don't have a teaching degree.
Right.
So next slide. I thought I had a few comments on this one. I want your opinion too. It says ODEM uses artificial intelligence to seamlessly manage complex request organizing complete educational programs around the world. Once programs are entered into by students and educators, ODEM smart contracts seamlessly manage payments from beginning to end of long-term engagements. I the thing I agree with all that. That's a good process, but I think the buzzword lately is artificial intelligence. I don't know that you would need artificial intelligence to do that.
Right, right. I mean, or just like actually say what it is, right? Odom
Yeah,
has all of the pre work done so that it's easy for students and teachers, so that it's easy for students to go through their programs and get the outcome that they're looking for, or something like that. Like
yeah,
we
yeah.
don't have to use we don't have to use terms like artificial intelligence or complex algorithm.
Yeah.
Just say it.
What? Yeah, that's great. But what are you really going to do for me? Artificial intelligence. There's some artificial intelligence programs that people use out there that absolutely suck.
Hmm.
So,
Right? I
you know,
mean, if you break the sentence down, Odom uses artificial intelligence to seamlessly manage complex requests, organizing complete educational programs around the world. So, right, you have your platform takes in the data, manages the requests of what you would need to get done, and organizes an educational program for you
yeah,
based on the inputs. Got it.
yeah.
It's not
But
artificial intelligence.
yeah, it's a
That's your
buzzword,
platform.
man. We have to say this cool
Right.
word in there because people will pay more attention if you say that cool word.
Yeah.
So anyway, on the next slide, we have our Manna update.
And they said seamlessly twice in there.
Yeah, seamlessly. I mean, come on.
Come
There's
on.
seams in everything. I got seams in my clothes, My underwear has
Yeah,
seams
but
in
you
it.
don't see them, so they appear
Right.
seamless.
So just hide the seams. That's Manna update.
Manna, bobana. Oh, slides are froze. You
Uh-oh.
can go ahead and give the update, and then we'll come
So
back to it.
anyway, what we're looking here is the Manna update. I'm waiting for a response still back from Manna on what program we can contribute our Manna to. And they have opened up child accounts as well now. You can get your kid involved, and I
Okay.
think that is a big plus because if you got a 4-year-old and you want to have them get a weekly stipend to their account, and you can get all your buddies to sign up, Junior could have a significant amount of money by the time he reaches 25 years old, or
Gotcha.
juniorette.
Yep. Yep.
And so on top of that, the Manna is a universal basic income platform. It is not sponsored by municipalities or any kind of government agency. They give you a weekly stipend, which is, I agree, is not much at the moment, but you can increase it by referring people to the platform.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you refer someone to the platform, they increase your deposit by 100% of your original deposit. So if you do that several times, you can get a substantial amount of money, and then you can, if you want, keep it, or you can donate it to a charity. So I think on a whole, so far the platform's doing well. I think they're advancing it. We do have links on the slide for our referrals. So if you refer this, we will get another increase in our deposits. And if you refer someone, your deposits will be increased as well by 100%. So, and then we can donate that to a charity. And so we're waiting for those charities, and I believe they're signing up uh, children in refugee camps at this point. So I imagine that's why I haven't got a straight answer back from them yet.
Okay.
But that's what I'm going to do when
And
that
then,
comes through.
did you also see the email that they're partnering with another universal basic income firm to kind of create a strategic alliance?
Yes, I did see that. I didn't go and read a lot of it. I just breezed through it. But
Same as me. And but this firm is a nonprofit, and their mission is for universal basic income as well. They're not a blockchain company, so they're working out a partnership to leverage both messages and encourage people on both sides to kind of like use each other's techniques and ideas and platforms. So
that's I'd like to see that, because there's no reason that Manna base could not expand into a lot of areas. And they need, of course, also they need to be able to get money coming in as well.
yeah,
And businesses and individuals can contribute to Manna and increase those amounts on there. So sign up for Manna. Those of you who are our viewers using our links.
we should try to do a send and receive and see how long it takes. Like to
Yeah.
do a live thing, make sure the platform works. Maybe we should try that coming up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to send it to somebody who needs it. But
I need it. I need all your mana.
okay, yeah. Coming
Oh,
to
like send me 10. Send me 10. I'll send you 15 back or something like that.
okay. Well, all right, I'll send you some.
And
I'll
then
need to get,
just to do it live so people can see within the platform how easy it is.
let's
Or
see.
we'll see how easy it is. I don't know.
So you want to do it now then? Is that what your plan is?
No.
Oh, okay.
Some other
We'll set
time.
it up for, how about for next show? We'll set it up and do a live transfer.
Okay. And then let's see. What else are we going to say? Oh, the slides for today, and if you're watching on VOD, all of our slides for each episode are provided in the description on whatever platform you're using to watch this show. Go ahead and click on those slides, copy that Google Drive folder, and you can access the slides for the show. And then you go to this slide, and that's where you get the link. Or you can copy it, or you can take a screenshot and type it in manually if that's what you want to do. I wouldn't do that. I would just go right to the slide.
Right. Right. Everyone should. I don't see any reason, because there's no cost to being a member of Mannabase. I see no reason for anyone not to sign up for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been on, both of us have been on it for months, and we haven't been hacked or had anything stolen from us. So
Right.
viewers, please use those referral links, sign up, and let's get some money into the hands of people that actually need it.
Amen.
Next slide. I thought this one was funny. The renege policy.
Yeah, if you drop out, if you decide you don't want to do it anymore.
Yes, but in some cases, such as death in the family, may be unavoidable. Gee whiz. How do you avoid death in the family? I'm sorry, you can't die this month because I'm in classes.
No, they're saying they're saying there is a policy. We'll review it individually, but we understand that some things are unavoidable.
I know. It's just funny the way they worded it.
Yeah. Well,
because I know that having been in business and managing people that it's amazing how many grandparents, aunts, and uncles and sisters and brothers can die in a year. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so uh, if you paid really close attention to it, you might say, you know what, you got 6 grandfathers. What's going on here?
Right. You
Right.
know,
So
but some of that though, our students like that stuff gets kind of passed down through the college underworld. Like, well, I use this story, and my professor let me do this, or the administration
oh,
let me do this.
yeah, there's a whole black market of stories, and I know that in my fraternity when I was in college, we had a whole file cabinet full of tests that people had taken in different classes. You just had to go there and look up the professor's name and get that paper, and usually the tests were identical.
Right, right.
You know,
And there
so
were movies show that same thing kind of happening and things like that. I think it's different now, but you never know.
right, because technology is giving the professors a better handle on doing tests and random selection of questions.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure they're pretty up on that. So on the next slide,
Uh-huh.
issues. Still, employers are still looking for degree programs because they'll ask you what's your degree in, and is it your BA, BS degree? They're still looking for those, so they're going to have to change their mindset in order to have this program work. Uh, they need more than one brand of token, meaning that it's nice to have an ODE, but maybe they should have an XRP or a BTC. They need to open up that avenue so that there can be more flexibility in the
Okay.
cryptocurrencies. And my guess is that will happen as they go down the road. And of course, the one thing I said before is in-person instruction limits their choices. So if it has to be an in-person type class, you want somebody in China to do your class and you're in America, it's really limits, because let's face it, there are outstanding educators all over the world.
Exactly, right. And we talked about that. Like that needs to be integrated. The need more than one brand of token. Excuse me. Does the platform allow for the different tokens to be turned into ODE?
Not that I'm aware of. They do allow payment in various forms of even fiat currency.
Okay, right. Oh,
You
that
know,
was my question. So they
yeah,
allow
I would like to
payment.
see that. Yeah, I want to see it integrated into the platform though. So, I mean, if you're going to pay somebody, you can pay. And I don't know, I didn't check the payment system, but I think you pay them direct through the
Right.
system
Like
payment.
it could be one. Yeah, I wonder how that would work with one of the with like how the price of the ODE token would go as more people come to the platform.
Yes,
And then yeah, that's very interesting.
the valuation. And I didn't
Hmm.
actually look at the valuation on it. Maybe we can just take a sneak peek at it next week,
Okay.
and I'll write that down. So the team, again, you put a link in there because I just couldn't squeeze them all onto a slide.
Oh, okay. Open that up here.
But I thought the team was interesting.
There we go. Harvard.
Yeah. So here we have a educator.
We're in good hands with Harvard.
So here's a guy that has a vision. He's got a vision about this, and he's an advisor to the team, to platform. And then the next guy, Fiedler, is blockchain and economic advisor. So they got the tech guys in here.
Okay.
Guy with Sven Biker is technology advisor. He's Silicon Valley Mobility, and Stanford University. So we got some big guns in here working on this project. We have people with funding projects.
Strategic
This guy's a bit,
advisor.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's another strategic advisor.
Stanford University. So we got some big brains working on this project. And then after them, we have the actual management team.
Okay.
So they have a pretty substantial amount of people, and with some, credentials.
Where are they based out of?
You know what? I never did look at that.
I would assume they're international, but I wonder if where their base is.
Yeah, I don't
And
know where
how it all came about.
Yeah, where their operations are at.
Mm-hmm.
I am not sure. Let's see if they tell us.
They have an Indonesia community manager, technical writer, sales and marketing coordinator, integration technical project manager, manager of special projects, Ethereum developer, software developer, lead Ethereum and smart contract architect, blockchain solutions engineer, software development systems.
They're from Switzerland.
There we go.
We're a Swiss corporation, limited by shares, with our office registered and headquartered in Zug, Switzerland.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
So
there's the team.
Yeah, the team is significant. It gives me a little bit more confidence in their projects. So I'm betting they're working towards doing an online university and getting a degree from ODEM.
Yep.
Making it pertinent. So I'm going to let you do the next slide, part of our shameless promotion.
All right, everyone. If you're not on Coinbase, you should be. They're actually starting to give people tokens for taking quizzes and things like that. So it's a good time to sign up if you haven't done so. This is really though for people in the States, because Coinbase is in the States, and I think other countries. I don't know if they work well with them yet. So if you're in the States and you're new to crypto, or you just want to kind of get your feet wet, Coinbase is a good place to start. And those are our referral links on there. If you purchase $100 worth of digital tokens, they have a bunch in there now. So if you have a project that you care about, or you just want to get some Ethereum or some Ethereum Classic or some Bitcoin to have on hand and hold it, or send it to someone, then get $100 worth. And if you use our referral link to sign up, whoever's link you get will get $10 in Bitcoin for free, and so will you. So,
absolutely, it's another win-win situation.
Coinbase is doing a 20% match, with you getting 10%, and your favorite host of this show gets 10%.
Yeah, I have confidence in Coinbase because I think they're aware of the environment that they're operating in, and they're just trying to keep everything on the up and up. And they know there's regulations and coming, and they're just trying to fly under the radar.
I agree with that as well, and I will, if anyone signs up, let's take our free 10 and turn it into Steem.
Yeah. Steem platform, absolutely.
Which we thank them for powering Vim, and Vim powering G1NBC broadcasting. I have several content providers now integrated onto any number of our G1NBC websites with the Vim player, so they're doing a good job over there. I hope they continue, and we're a proud supporter of that network as well.
Yes, and it's an uncensored network. And if anyone's been following Patreon and some of the other platforms out there, they're losing their content providers because they've shut down some people because they didn't like what they said.
Shocker.
Yeah, yeah. Gee, what surprise. So, but Steam is the Steam platform is uncensored. You know, you're not gonna
That's right.
they're not just because they don't like what you say, they're not gonna throw you out.
Now, Steam It censors, but
Oh,
they're more of a for-profit company. They have their own things that they need to worry about legally, and so the blockchain itself is not censored. For your account, you can post whatever you want, but Steam It, if you're viewing or posting to that platform, they do have the ability. If it's something they feel is harmful or might go against national security concerns, or if they're asked by a higher power to remove something, then they will.
and that is a type of censorship, though, that's acceptable, I guess, in some instances, because they're not pulling the plug on you per se,
Hmm.
just that particular posts that you're
That's right,
putting up.
and that's right.
Uh,
And so, but you can go to another front end like Steam Peak or Busy or Partico, and it'll still be there.
right. And my reference to Patreon was that the credit card companies put the heat on Patreon to uh, unfund or uh, get rid of certain content providers because they didn't like what they said. Because if you want to, you can go on YouTube and you can see the whole argument there. And the end result was not only that the removed uh, parties were hurt, but also the people who weren't even involved in the disagreement were hurt as well, and people are actually flying out of Patreon. So
I have heard some of that. I saw a campaign about that. So yeah, that Patreon.
it's just an ugly mess. And I did see just a blurb from one of their management team and said, yeah, this was a mistake. It was a big mess.
Wow.
So
So have they
anyway,
have they reneged on their policy? Are they letting the person or the company back in, or are they still?
no, and one of the debate points was that Patreon's policies are only followed when someone else comes to them and says, this person's bad. They don't police themselves. They allow
Others?
outsiders to police them.
That's what YouTube does, though, too. YouTube
Yeah.
offsets their copyright stuff. They allow other people to set the algorithms, which is it's crazy, right? 'Cause you can put up a video of a song or a video that is in the public domain, but another company can slap a copyright claim on it, and then the individual has to argue with them.
Yes.
YouTube's like, oh, got a complaint, you handle it.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're just a kid or if you don't have the time or the money to do that, you just let it go. Now
Yeah.
there was a couple, like there was one where it was like I knew this movie was in the public domain and they slapped it on for broadcasting it. And I went and wrote the company. I said, "Listen, you know exactly what you're doing. You think that you're going to try to slap these claims on people for broadcasting this movie that you know is in the public domain so you can keep broadcasting it on your channel."
Yeah.
I'm like, it's ridiculous. Let it go, and they lifted it. But then you have
Yeah.
there's some that are like, no, this is ours. Have fun trying to fight it. And
Yeah.
what's the point, right? Because if you're not monetized in YouTube and you don't have enough followers, there's no point because you're not getting paid anyway. It's like
Right.
forget it. Who cares?
Yeah. I know. What? Yeah. You
Just
got to weigh the
keep the claim
the
on there.
cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Versus what you're getting out of it. Yeah. And there's a lot of people losing their monetization on YouTube as well.
And that's the other thing though is just make your own original content then, and if it doesn't work, keep trying.
Yeah. Uh, I think this is our last slide
Uh-oh.
that we have here.
We've reached
And
the end.
we've reached the end of the show, and the CCI 30 index, which I think is a really cool index. I just thought, John, we would talk about your theory on Christmas money here.
That didn't happen. It did. It happened for like a day. It went up to 4,000 for like a 2-week span. Maybe that was the bump, but then it's, you know.
Yeah, and as you can see, this is a really short-term one. This is from the end of December to up to current here, and um, things just sort of went down a little bit at the end of the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but I didn't predict a bull run. I predicted a bump, and if you look there, there is a bump. Now, and I see how you nicely didn't include November and are telling me that my theory's wrong. I would suspect that in November there was that flatter line, bump in December, flatter line. Evidence based will help here. I'll bring it up here. I'll bring
Yeah,
it
go
up.
ahead.
Don't you worry.
Bring it up, John. Let's see what you got. Show me
Let's
what
see
you
what we
got,
got
man.
here. So, unplug my phone here. Get it in view there. You can see in November, it was a flat line, went up, bumped through December, and now has evened off a little bit. People got Christmas money and
In
bought
November.
Bitcoin.
They got it in November. Well, they probably
No,
will got it.
December 5th. It went down December 5th. It was at an all-time low and it bumped up. And then you had the Christmas bump right there and now it's tapered off.
Okay. It sure. They got their money in early December instead of Christmas like normal people.
Right. And then you see right there like that big red line before the 14th of January, that big red line, that was all the people like, I made my $5. I got to get my Christmas money back.
John, if that's your story, man. If that's your story.
I
I'm good
take
with
it you don't buy it.
No, let's put it bluntly, you're sucking wind, man.
Oh man, that's crazy. Market's up 0.16% today
Good.
for Bitcoin.
I think I've read some articles. Of course, you always see the people who are the predictors, right?
Yep.
2019 is supposed to be the year of the cryptocurrency.
Here's my prediction. We're going to be doing this for another year. Bear market for another year to a year and a half.
Yeah.
If not, maybe longer.
Improvements are coming to a lot of the cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin's got Lightning Network now. And I thought that was sort of a crazy thing. We could probably talk about that next show. We can look at the
and then all these token projects are taking off. You know, we talked about the Brave browser. We got this one, and so all those ERC20 and ERC795 tokens. Once a couple of those platforms hit and show that their use cases are working and are able to get people in, you'll see Ethereum go up. So
well, yeah, let's face it. Now we have
XRP's
you and I are using,
making deals.
Yeah, we're using actual platforms that bring money back to us. The Brave browser and Presearch.
Presearch, right?
Steam. And Presearch can be plugged into the Brave browser. It's awesome. You can do a double take on it. So.
Yep. And Steam's working too, regardless of the trials and tribulations that they're going through. It's still an easy account identification system. As our friend Frank Bacon would attest to, you know, I can go right now and seamlessly send you Steam. You'll get it. You can go and take that off chain and transfer it into Bitcoin or Ethereum, you know, yesterday. So
yes.
So it's good.
So things are happening, you know, and it's awesome to see. You know, so I post things, and if I get upvotes on Steam it, I get paid for that. Yeah. You know, it's
not a perfect system, and you still like even within the platform, you have to do a lot of internal networking and really meeting people in there and having good conversations and things like that with folks. Something that I neglect to do a lot of times just because of how busy I am and other stuff that I have to do. Like I'm more interested in proselytizing Steam to get more people in here in the G1NBC ecosystem. Then I can worry about the relationships within chain, because I'll have people that are coming over and that are showing their work and things like that. So
yeah,
but I'm glad that, you know, there are developers in here that care about live streaming and content creation and using these tools to help people better connect.
There are these platforms too allow longer conversations about subjects, right? You're not like the nightly news where you get 30 seconds and then you're done.
Right.
There can actually be a longer conversation on different subjects and topics. So if you look at what we have going, we're on Manna. We have money coming in from Manna. We're on pre-search. We have pre's coming in there. We have Brave browser. We have money coming there, and we have Steam It. We have money coming in there.
And I have Berminal.
Berminal. Burr. And what
the Berm
is that?
tokens.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is an bit. It's not Bitcoin. This is a digital currency news aggregator that is app based, and it gives you all of those. Gives you all the main story. It aggregates any main story you can think of out there in the blockchain. It's probably one of the better like news sources for as far as an app's concerned. Now you probably can't use it with your phone that you have because you have the flip phone with the big 5 button that like is basically your life alert. Like I've fallen and I can't get up. But some people have these mobile devices that have apps on them, and
I'm getting closer because what I saw is there's a foldable smartphone.
Right, tell you what else, coming back.
I'll tell you what else I saw. A LED television that has a roll-up screen.
Though that would be sweet.
It rolls down
It'd be
into
great.
a box.
Yeah. Right, because it could be portable, set it up anywhere. I'd love that. But yeah, but with Berminal, I'm giving them free advertising, but you can take quizzes and answer questions and earn Berm, or you can upvote or downvote and earn Berm, or you can do this rewards thing down here, and you do a prediction of the price of Bitcoin, and if you are within a certain percentage of that, you get a percentage of the Berm they give out for that day, and Berm is 5 cents.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So it's pretty good. I have like $100 value of Berm just for using the app.
Wow, that's great.
Now, what were you saying?
Roll up screens.
Yeah.
Now, what they're coming to, if they're in the television market now, they're going to learn how to make them for phones too. And so once they bring that, my biggest problem with the smartphone is I know how to operate them because I show other people how to use their phones, but it's too big. I want something that fits in my pocket and it's not bulging out of my pocket. Yeah, but it's wide and tall, right? I want to be able to throw it in my pocket and not know it's there.
You're blowing wind. You want to talk about blowing wind? That's complete baloney. What do you wear, slim jeans?
I just don't like carrying a lot of stuff. I travel light. I'm a minimalist.
Get a sleeve band then if you don't want to notice it in your pocket.
I want that hanging on my arm.
Well, then you can just pay like this.
Yeah, you know what? In a year's time, I'm going to pull up a phone, put it in front of you and say, see?
I'll be the one like, no, I want my old Android.
That's right. You want that big clunky thing you're carrying around with you.
You probably had one of those index phones in the 80s that you had to hold up and had a little like crank on it and you hold it up. Cell phone, one of the first ones that came out of a box.
I was still using rotary dialing.
You see that video? Did you see that video of this guy had his 3 teenage sons? He try to figure out how to use a rotary phone.
But I was really impressed that they actually did figure it out.
Yeah,
with a little bit of help. So they weren't stupid. They figured it out.
It's still funny to watch people fumble around with that.
My granddaughters went into an antique store here in Holly with my wife, and there was a typewriter, and they go, "What's that?"
Right.
I'm like, "Damn!" That's the type of thing I used in college to do my papers, you know.
Yeah, whiteout.
Although jeez. I don't even want to think about it. We are in such better condition now as far as content typing and all that other stuff. I mean, I can cut and paste and, recover lost data.
Oh, that was the worst because that was when I was doing papers. This is when computers like kind of first started, or word processing, a word processor, and you would get all done, da 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 da, and you'd go and you'd hit save, and it would just beep.
Yeah, gone.
What?
Well, I probably went to college a few years before you, and we were still working on mainframes at that time. And Fortran was the language of choice for programming.
Yeah, my wife's mom did use the computers where you have the index of cards, and you have to sequence the cards and set them up.
Oh yeah, I did. Our data was the data that I used in a lot of my classes was on all these index cards, these big cards,
Punch
the whole
cards.
punched cards,
Right.
cards, right?
Those.
Those had to be put in the machine.
She has like a bunch of them, and I was like,
Oh,
whoa.
cool. I'm going to have to get some of those just so I can have one.
Right. Tell people this is data and programming back in the day.
Yeah, and you'll see that on a lot of old movies, all these old detective shows, and how they put the data into the computer by these
like
punch cards.
Even back to phones, switchboard operators.
Yeah.
And payphones.
Payphones. Yeah. When's the last time you seen a payphone?
Dude, there's not a whole lot left.
Oh, the other thing, the index cards, someone had to punch those holes in the card on a typewriter style machine.
Right.
So somebody had to sit there and type in data.
And now we're worried about the machines taking over.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
I am. Oh, okay.
They're not taking over. What are they going to do? They still need someone to program it.
Skynet.
Skynet. With that, everybody, this is Morning Coins. We'll be back next Friday.
Great discussions.
With a distributed ledger technology protocol platform or project that we haven't identified yet.
Yeah, it's unidentified. I have a list though that I'm starting to build up a list ahead of time. So
follow us on G1NBC Morning Coins. You go to networks.g1nbc and search for Morning Coins, and you will find us. We're gonna have an app coming soon.
Yes,
that'll get you right to the website.
Yeah, right to us. That'd be awesome.
And if you want to advertise your platform, project, or protocol on any of these scenes or on the site, hit us up and let's chat. We accept all types of cryptocurrency, as you can tell.
Yeah. Oh, I did. I told you. I emailed you and told you I have a Monarch wallet now.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Is it working good?
Well,
how many Bitcoins did you throw in there? 3?
Oh no! I wish I had 3. I did transfer some though from Coinbase into the wallet just to see how it would work.
Yeah.
Tad slow, but it did show up.
Yeah. How long did it take? 3 hours?
3 minutes. 4 minutes.
3 minutes. That's not bad.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
It was acceptable, but I was expecting it to be faster than that.
Gotcha. All right, man.
Cool.
We'll see you next week.
Next week we'll have a great program then.
All right.